XRP just got some big news, and we need to break it all down. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crypto Labs News. Today, we're talking XRP, the current market setup, and why a signal just flashed that could mean trouble or opportunity for XRP. Now, before we dive in, hit that like button and share some good vibes, because it's Sunday Funday and also the final day of the month. Let's end August with some energy. Right now, XRP is trading around 2.83, up about 0.5% on the day. But here's where things get interesting. We just got a sell signal on the 1348 EMA crossover on the daily chart. Now, that doesn't guarantee a big dump, but it does increase the odds of a pullback. We've seen this before. The last time XRP got a similar sell signal, it dipped back to around 1.94, but it didn't collapse completely. Even in past examples, these sell signals have caused retracements, not meltdowns. Still, it's something we can't ignore, especially after the strong run XRP has had this year. If Bitcoin and the broader market pump into September, that sell signal could get canceled out quickly, just like we saw in earlier reversals. But let's not forget Bitcoin also triggered the same sell signal and has already dropped 12% from its highs, a loss of about 15.0 per coin. XRP is down about 15% from its local high of 3.6, which actually makes it weaker than Bitcoin here. So, does this mean disaster? Not really. Ethereum and Solana are nowhere near sell crossovers, so it's mostly XRP and Bitcoin flashing red right now. If anything, this could turn into a buying opportunity for long-term holders. Short-term traders, though, should be prepared for volatility. Remember, September has historically been one of the weakest months for crypto. Add in the fact that it's Labor Day weekend in the US, meaning low liquidity, and you get a recipe for unpredictable moves. But while the charts are showing some caution, the fundamentals for XRP just keep getting stronger. Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderoty, recently explained why the SEC dropped its appeal against Ripple. Essentially, the SEC admitted what we've known all along. You can't enforce laws that don't exist. That means Ripple can finally move forward without the cloud of lawsuits hanging overhead and focus on building. And speaking of building, the XRP Ledger just hit a record with $131.6 million in tokenized real-world assets issued in Q2 2025, especially out of Asia Pacific. This is massive for the tokenization trend we've been talking about. Stocks, commodities, real estate, all moving on-chain. XRP has positioned itself as one of the main players in this space. Then there's the upcoming XRP spot ETF decisions, with deadlines looming in October. We all know how the SEC likes to drag decisions until the last minute, but there's a chance we get earlier approvals. If BlackRock, Fidelity, and other giants join the ETF race, it could be a major turning point for XRP adoption. Ripple even released a new demo showing how Ripple payments work instant conversions of stablecoins to fiat, completing cross-border transactions in seconds. If you've ever tried wiring money internationally, you know how huge this is. What normally takes days or even weeks can now happen almost instantly. That's the future of finance, and Ripple is right at the front. On the macro side, markets are also watching the Fed closely. The probability of a rate cut in September has jumped to over 86%. Rate cuts have historically been bullish for risk assets, including crypto. But some argue the recent rallies have already priced in that expectation, so we'll have to see how the market reacts if and when the cut actually happens. Here's the bottom line, yes. We have a short-term sell signal on XRP. That means we could see a dip to around 2.6 or lower before momentum picks up again. But zooming out, none of the typical signals of a cycle top have flashed yet. There's still plenty of upside potential left in this market. Crypto isn't going anywhere. Stablecoin supply on Ethereum just hit a record high of 160 billion, and the US government is working on regulation that could push adoption even faster. If your goal is long-term accumulation, these pullbacks are part of the process. If your goal is trading short-term, then you have to manage risk. Other channels might only hype the bullish side, but here I'll always give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. That way, you can make informed decisions. If you haven't already, subscribe to Crypto Labs News, ring the bell, and join the community. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Let's hear it. Smash that like button if you're holding strong. And remember, this market rewards patience. Thanks for watching.